seeing you, Vivian. God bless. Seeing you, Stacy. Good seeing you, Rainbow Man. Seeing everybody. Tom, Sonia, good seeing you. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Sonia, for the information. Greatly appreciate it. Texas Sweepy, good seeing you. Noreen, Paul, Matt, good seeing you. Keep looking up, good seeing you. Kyrie, good seeing you. Good seeing you, KP. Good seeing you, Tammy. Good seeing KP. Good seeing everybody. Stefan, good seeing you. Good seeing you, Keegan. Matthew, good seeing you. I made my first loaf of bread. What do you think? There's my first loaf of bread I made in my bread maker. I sent it to Kathy. Yeah, I could use it for Passover. There you go. Maybe that's the Lord's telling me. He wants me to make unleavened bread. Yeah, you're right. I could use that for Passover. There you go. I'll play one more song and then I'll get going. Good seeing everybody. Good seeing you, Ashley. Good seeing everybody. Elena, good seeing you. Patty. Dougal, good seeing you. Good seeing everybody. Good seeing you, Truth Hunter. Good seeing you, Jim. Good seeing you. Debbie, good seeing you. Child of God, good seeing you. David, good seeing you. Keep looking up. Good seeing you. Paul, good seeing you. Dave, Sister C, good seeing you. Good seeing everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. There's a lot of stuff going on. Hope everybody's doing well. As I said, we've been waiting for this for a long time. I'm going to go over the series of events and what's going on right now. What's going on. And as I have talked about before, I'm looking for the United States to strike Iran. That's either before Trump is gone or very shortly here while he's still around. But as you can see, the stock market is crashing. They're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose, just as their game plan is. I showed this morning. Trump sending another aircraft carrier to the Middle East. So this is kind of review these first few things. He's also sending, this was this morning, F-35s to the Middle East. These are the most advanced jets we have is the F-35s. The stock market right now is it's been hovering. It's 1,400. This is it right here, 1,400. Right now it's going down. It's been hovering around there. It's been going to 11, then it's been back to 12, and then it's been 13, 14. It was 16 at one time, but it's going down. The eclipse on the 8th, as I said before, remember the eclipse. Mainstream media kept trying to point to doomsday on April 8 eclipse, shutting down the schools and the stores, the emergency planning, future proofs, past, get ready to go into the week to remember. As I said before, I believe something will happen this weekend in April 8th. April 8th is 1 year, as I've talked about before. Jesus said he will give it a year. He will dung it and give it a year. I believe April 8th warning of 2024 was 1 year warning. God always warns, and I believe it was the eclipse. And as you remember, in 2024, how everyone in mainstream media trying to point doomsday, they were shutting everything down. If you remember that, yes, that did happen. This was given to me by Mike. Thank you very much, Mike. Apple is losing a lot of money. Most of the phones are made in China, and Apple executives are panicking. Damascus, this was just this morning. Thank you, Kathy, for sending me this. Betty also and Carol sent me this. Similar news of a violent explosion in Damascus. Israel carried out airstrikes in Damascus. They've been bombing it ever since. This is new if you didn't know this. Russia Deputy Prime Minister arrived in Cuba. This was the Deputy Minister arrives in Cuba. This just happened. Most people, I don't know if you know this. April 5th, this is for this weekend. Every left-wing group in the nation of massive protests and nationwide for November 5th. Everyone needs to be monitoring their area, and protests are planned. This is April 5th. I did do a video on this probably about 4 or 5 days ago. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa sent me this also. Worst performance, losses, This is for New York. Says if you are thinking going to the grocery store on Saturday at ShopRite in Hamilton, don't. There be a protest holding up traffic. This is in New York. This is for Saturday. This is all the stuff that's going on for the 5th, Saturday. Millions are planning to protest Donald Trump on April 5th. Here's the map.
April 5th, hundreds and thousands of people in America are going to rise up against Donald Trump. It will be the biggest day of national protest against Trump since he took office. And I'm talking about every single inch of the nation will be rising up. It's not organized by the Democrats or the Democratic establishment. This is people volunteering to put on protests in their area and just going to do it. It's people organized. All the information about April 5 and the movement is going to be on handsoff2025.com. Be able to find the closest.
Thank you, Lisa. Lisa sent me this. It's very great. I'm greatly appreciated. Everybody that sends me stuff keeps me informed. I do look myself, but there's many people that also send me things. Greatly appreciated. There's a strong earthquake.
Shook Japan again. The island of Kyushu. That is in the southwest of Japan's main islands. It's the south.
Earthquakes are all off the charts.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. The market is pricing in a recession. Dramatic introduction. Over the last 11 weeks, the 10-year note has dropped 65 basis points. What that means is 0.65% in fancy finance terms. So this is not a small move. That's a massive reversal. But here's the kicker. Inflation is rising at the same time. The 1-month and 3-month annualized inflation metrics, they're over 4%. So let me repeat that. Rates are falling. Look at the screenshot right here. While inflation is rising. That doesn't normally happen unless something is really off or breaking under the surface. Let's take a look. So if you've been following my channel, we've been talking about the trade war and we've been talking about market tops. So let's review this. So this is the 10-year Treasury note yield. If you guys aren't familiar with the 10-year Treasury, this is probably one of the most important things in finance because it affects a lot of different things. One of those things being mortgage rates. So let's take a look at this. So the stock market peaks. This is the beginning of March on the left side of my screen. You can see the dates on the bottom there. Then we have the trade war escalating. We have the little relief rally, okay, because there wasn't, a lot of comments or headlines or anything like that going on in the news. And then you have the interview with Maria, which I have in my previous videos. Trump saying that he's not watching the markets. You can start to see that S&P 500 enters correction territory, and then we have those 25% auto tariffs being implemented. And at the time of this recording, today is Liberation Day. Some guy last video was like, take it easy with the sound effects. I pressed it like twice, dude. Hey, there's another one, okay? So let's rewind this a little bit. So at the start of Trump's trade war, this coincided with the top in the 10-year note, okay? So fast forward to today, we've seen rates falling again as the market prices in a recession. That 25% auto tariff announcement marked the most recent lower high in yields, and now the dominoes are starting to fall. So let's take a look at this chart. This looks a little bit complicated and it looks a little bit intimidating, but stick with me here because it's pretty important, okay? So following the March 13th relief rally, the S&P 500 was only down about 6%.
This is something that Michael told me about. Thank you, Michael. Michael warned me of this. Also, too, I know Kathy. I talked to Kathy about this. Does this number sound very familiar to you? You'll hear him say it. This is a plan, Trump's planned market crash. And this is something that Michael told me to watch. And this is also something I discussed with Kathy. Now listen to what he says next.
From its peak. Historically, when we see stocks dropping an additional 5% at that point, the US was already in a quote-unquote recession. As of Monday, the S&P hit minus 11%. So now here's some historical context. 56% of corrections didn't lead to a recession, but 32% of the time they did within 12 months, and we're already seeing weakness. Okay, so take a look at this chart right here. So the red line is the S&P 500 and what it's doing. So you can see where the S&P 500 is right now. The source here is Bloomberg Macro Bond. And then the black line is the median S&P 500 after 10% drawdowns that do not coincide with the recession. So let me repeat that. S&P 500, the median percentage after it does not coincide with the recession, typically goes up and to the right. That's the black line. The light blue line is the median S&P after 10% drawdowns that do coincide with a recession back to 1969. So you can see that right here. So basically what this is saying is that we're at a crossroads, okay? Are we going up or are we going down? It depends on if we're going to be in a recession here or not. So to back up what I just said, corrections and recessions, 44% have crossed over with each other within a year, 56% haven't. So the 12% is recession started within the past 12 months. The second bar right here is recession started within the next 12 months. And then you can see right here, no recession within a year. So since rate cuts began in September 2024, the S&P 500 is actually down 2%. That's important because historically when the Fed cuts rates during a recession, the S&P 500 drops 6% in 6 months, 10% within 12 months. You can see that right here. So here's 0, 3, 6, 9, 12 where my cursor is, and you can see right now where we're at in the red circle. So the average post-pivot return is just 1% in 6 months. So this isn't your typical Fed pivot rally. So take a look at this chart right here, you guys. Yellow is the current price.
Most people don't understand this, but the fact of the matter is it's over. So as I said, I'm watching Trump in what happens. This is an IPEC GOAT. As I said before, Trump's on his back. We know what happens next, war coverage. We have not seen that yet. That's with Iran, war coverage. And that's what I'm watching next. And the X-Files, as I have been talking about before, will happen on a Friday.
By a well-oiled and well-armed multinational group of elites that will cull, kill, and subjugate.
Happening as we sit here.
It's happening all around us.
The other shit waiting to drop.
It'll probably start on a Friday.
So, as I have said, I've said this before, looks like it's heading into the weekend. We'll see what happens. There's earthquakes all over the place. I've talked about this before. We had Texas 6.9. We had a 6.9. We've had very large earthquakes all over the place. This was just 2 hours ago, 6.9 earthquake. He's talking about it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. This is a live stream, so we're just doing this live. We're looking at what's happening with the Earth, with the Sun, and more. Captions will be available once the video is done and it processes by YouTube. FYI, everything should look and sound good. So, hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Stefan Burns. Today we're going to talk about what's happening with the Earth because we've just been having non-stop high magnitude earthquakes. I'm going to show you, just check out this data really quick. It's really striking when you plot it. These are all the earthquakes greater than magnitude 6 since the 2nd of March.
Good seeing you, Betty.
Past month.
Lori, good seeing you.
And we have our sunspot number here going in green.
God bless. Good seeing you. Thanks, Betty.
Red for the month of April.
Love Pugs. Good seeing you.
You can see that earthquakes cluster around these sunspot lows. But what happened here is special because we had this coronal hole. And that took up so much of the sun. That's why we had this severe drop in sunspots to 50, because it took up so much of the sun. You don't have sunspots with the coronal hole. We see them there. We see them also right there on the edges. And then after it hit, we have this high-speed stream there. That's when all of a sudden we got all these earthquakes there. So yeah, looks like everything is fine in terms of the live stream. And yeah, so this is just, I'm still drinking my second espresso. I'm being a bad boy today. I'm having 2 espressos. Typically, I actually don't have any coffee now. It's been probably about a week since I've had something. So, but I don't know. Today this seems kind of like an espresso day. I bought some, and we're seeing lightning strike increases go up. We're seeing super bolt lightning strikes go up in frequency and in strength, and so. There's going to be greater discharges. It's going to be very important to stay grounded in an environment like this. Hug trees, Epsom salt baths. Those are all amazing. So,
good seeing you, Wayne. Good seeing you.
And we will get started. I don't want to be a walking capacitor holding too much charge. Yeah, you don't. That's just quickly touch on it. I cut out this part with the live stream. I edit it later because it's just kind of, it's not rambling, but it's just the intro, the soft intro. What the April Fool's joke highlighted was that, and everyone has their own thoughts on that. I think all the laughter it created was amazing.
Good seeing you, Anna. Log Cabin, good seeing you.
Of people thought the April Fool's prank that I pulled was hilarious. And laughter is like one of the best things that you can create on this planet. But it highlighted how much charge some people were carrying around some of these fictional, very likely, well, we don't know they're going to be true, but as of right now, made up beliefs about some Earth apocalypse and that sequence of events, the disaster sequence. 28th.
Well, like I said, they're going up. Everybody knows that. He has a long video. I'm going to go over some of the things people sent me. Sonia sent me this. Sonia says, my son and I work from home. We draft telephone poles that are located in Massachusetts, Illinois, and New York, and have in Mississippi today. We all have had problems connecting to our programs at work. So that's what I'm also looking for. I'm looking for a cyber attack. That comes probably this weekend. That's what I'm looking at. Also, too, Matt sent me this, which I did know about this. I don't know if you know about this, but I did know about this. The Secret Service, along with bomb disposal squads, are investigating a possible explosive device near the White House. This was an hour or so ago. Trump had already left. Trump was on his way out of the White House. But it says at this time, numerous law enforcement and government agencies, including Secret Service and bomb squads, are on the scene responding to a possible explosive device near the White House and Treasury building. So this was, I don't know if you heard about this, but this is going on. They're going to try to cause as much chaos as possible. And as I said, they're protesting on April 5th, which is Saturday. So this is all going on right now. Good seeing you, Ed. Good seeing everybody. Tracy. But as I said, what I'm looking at, we're looking at close. Like I said, I'm looking at the eclipse, the 1-year warning, April 8th from last year. That's what I'm looking at. But I said there's going to be a series of events, and we're on the brink of the stock market crashing and cyber attacks. It's at 1,532 right now, 1,500. So this is what I expected all along. I expected the cyber attack next. Cyber attack, something happened to Trump. Order out of chaos. As I showed in my other videos, we have the King Charles, we have the Pope, we have Trudeau all checking out. And that's what I expect to happen. So, has anybody else got anything? What else is going on? That's about it. Lots going on. Good seeing you, servant. Pray for Jason. Jason's on the road, truck driving on the road. Be kind of hard to be away from home right now. Tab, good seeing you. Good seeing you, Gina. So we'll see what happens. Thanks to my mods. If something happens tonight major, I will go live. I will go live if something major happens tonight. But as you can see, everything has started just as we talked about. We've been talking about. We're waiting for the stock market to crash. That's what they're going to do. Stock market crash. I'm looking for something to happen to Trump. Looking at Damascus and Iran, and all this stuff is happening right now. Order out of chaos. Order out of chaos. And I will be making another loaf of bread, and I'll be making it tomorrow morning. Hopefully I'll get my recipe right. I'll get my recipe right. But my first try was a fail. My first try was a fail. So good seeing everybody. God bless everybody. Thanks to the mod squad. You do a great job. I got great chili, but I don't have any bread to go with it. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Good seeing everybody. God bless. We'll see what happens. As I said, keep looking up. But yes, I expect everything to escalate until April 8th. April 8th, 3 days before is the 5th. This could be Saturday. Saturday, we could have a cyber attack on Saturday, and we'll see what happens. God bless everybody. Keep looking up. We'll see what happens. And if something happens tonight, I will go live. God bless.